my Sagittarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your 7-card draw. What do I need read for this full moon to new moon, July 2022? I am your reader. Mark Angelo, Lyons, Mal, for short. They're my initials. My parents named me. I am a professional witch, professional intuitive. I'm the president of Drawing the Circle Production since 1998, 24 years in service, self-employed, having a good time, actually. Mostly author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch. There's a link in the description box. You can check it out on Kindle, and you can even preview it for free and go check out the dedication to my mom, because I may very well be traveling up to see her. Plans are still in flux next week around her birthday. She's a Cancerian. Oh yeah, and I'm a creator on Patreon, patreon.com/drawingthecircle. We got humans, heroes, angels, witches, immortals, gods, goddesses as subscription tiers over there, giving you the magic, the miracles, and the mysticism of Mal there on the daily. Always posting something, a lot of benefits over there, and pretty much every morning, cup of coffee, bathrobe, my hair doing what it's going to do, talking about the lunar astrology for the day and magical applications, always ending with a little prayer meditation thingy, blessing thingy at the end. I really dig it. I love it so much. Best career choice I've ever made. So if you want to check it out, link in the description box. Come Patreon on Patreon, because I'm the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons, but you can call me Mel. Certainly easier to remember. Look, you're a creative type usually, right? Mutable fire. Sagittarians, you know, you gotta keep it fun, you gotta keep it funky, you gotta keep it fresh. Okay, if you're new to the channel, a 7-card draw just means 1 card from 7 different decks, getting you clues, tips, and hints about a specific astrological timeline, in this case a lunar timeline, in this case a waning lunar timeline, to help you get clues, tips, and hints about letting go, releasing, transforming, alchemizing from lead to gold, shadow to light. I say this every time so that people can really get the archetype of spiritual alchemy. Lead has 3 more atoms than gold on the periodic table, so you lose those 3, you go from something toxic, which can kill you, to something healing. Well, that can heal you, I guess is the right way to say that. Pain to peace, right? How to transform your pain, just the whole 9. So let's look at that, right? Because you want to let go of that stuff, because wait till you see where we're headed. We're going to start this off with the full moon in Capricorn, Wednesday, July 13th. 2:37 p.m. That's Eastern time. I am in New York. I'm hoping to travel north the next day to Saratoga as we go into the letting go, the releasing, the alchemy, the surrendering, the forgiving, you know, all the stuff we love doing so much, to the new moon in Leo on a Thursday, which is just so much magic. I can't even imagine what I'm going to be doing for that one for the internet. July 28th, 1:55 p.m. So Jupiter is the day of Thursday. You put in there a Leo 5th house, pleasure, creativity, new moon, sun and moon conjunct. That's going to be hot. Probably literally too, depending on your zones, all your zones temperate. Trying to have fun with these shadow reads, by the way, because they're shadow reads. If I can go in with a little bit more fun, plus you're Sag, you're jovial, literally of Jove, like Jove, Jupiter, Zeus. That's why today's costume I thought was very appropriate, except I realized I have a Kal-El spit curl in a Wonder Woman t-shirt. So we're just going to roll with that. I think that's a pretty good out picturing of my inner male, inner female, divine masculine, divine feminine balance. So let's see what hits the table. It's a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. For the sake of the archangels, it's only 7 cards. So check your other signs to get pieces of the puzzle of the situation we're about to look at, or your sun, moon, rising, and Venus sign could have 4 different situations that need some alchemy, some healing, some release, some waning moon vibarino. I guess that's about it. Both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath, if you will, and I'll do the best that I can to get you the clarity, guidance, and grace from the pantheons of the divine, because as you do your shadow work, you're helping us all heal. That's the quantum of it. That's the unity consciousness. That's the point. So you follow your path. You be the hunter, the archer, through the mysterious enchanted forest, and find your way to your destiny instead of suffering your fate. That's the gig. Now imagine that happening for the whole planet. Ready? That was sort of inspiring, I hope. We do try. Please take a nice deep breath. Let's try and keep this light. Still point. Using the Caroline Mace archetype deck, I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine, the angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters of the General Assembly, the higher selves of all involved, fifth dimension and above, eighth chakra and above, the spirit animals and totems, as well as the pantheon of all pantheons from all traditions, lineages, and cultures. Please, what is the dominant eighth chakra archetype hovering over the head of the Sagittarius collective, indicating the shadow work, the soul power being developed from shadow to light, pain to peace, toxic to healthy, lead to gold, and affecting every chakra underneath it, beaming down the messages energetically to shift the electromagnetic balance of what they attract and repel in each chakra and in their energy field overall, so that they get what they need, but not necessarily always what they want. What's the shadow work? What's the eighth chakra? What's the archetype they're dealing with, reason, season, or lifetime? This full new July 2022. You rebel. Wilson. You big rebel. Wilson! Volleyball, anyone? Look, the rebel archetype is an action family archetype of the 9 different archetypal families as defined by Caroline Mace. I don't know if Jung put them in the same, but whatever, it's all good. In the neighborhood, in the archetypal neighborhood. The shadow is what you don't want to deal with, don't want to look at, or if you are aware of it, you don't want anybody to know about it, so you keep it hidden in the shadow where it can settle into the cell tissue and the collective unconscious and rebellion. The light is what you're shooting for, the hidden blessing, the gold within the lead. If you do the work to your best of your ability, and it's not a pass-fail, it's a litmus, right? It's a process. It's all the way through. So the shadow attribute, and you can see this in the world, rejects legitimate authority out of anger, rebels out of peer pressure or fashion. Like what happened with New Wave from, I love it all though. It's Generation X. So, we see that on the planet. So you find this within yourself, or for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. You don't have to have an archetype lifelong. It might be something you're just dealing with for a while. So to do the work, to little by little by little over a 2-week period, shift to the light, the gold, challenges authority to affect social change. That's dominant. That's the divine masculine dominant in its healthy part right now. Rejects spiritual systems that do not serve inner needs, which we're seeing in droves across the spectrum of spirituality and metaphysics and pagan, like people, because we're moving into unity consciousness. And if you don't want to come along, that's okay. I'm sure there's a lovely leaded timeline that you can hang out with everybody else. But every time you shift a timeline for yourself from lead to gold, you're taking everybody with you, and usually there are better versions of them, right? And you're not responsible for what they do. You're responsible for you. So, what is your rebellion, reason, season, or lifetime? Now, I know a lot of Sages. There's always a little bit of a rebellion. Come on, let's just do it anyway. Blessed be the archers. Oliver Queen. Let's get the next 4 chakras down. As I said, the 8th chakra sets the tone for all the rest of them. Anchoring this into the physical body. So we're going to look at the feminine energy, Daughters of the Moon Tarot, spiritual, mental, will, choice, decision power, emotional power, the world behind your eyes that nobody knows, and where the shadow work has to begin. 3rd chakra, only you can choose to do this, right? Only you can save humanity, which ain't true, but only all of us can save humanity, but it does... one of us does it, all of us do it a little bit too. So let's see what the goddesses have to say. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. as I call upon my goddesses of fire, the sign of Sagittarius, powers of the south, blaze, blaze, blaze. Please, my goddesses, one card in clarity for the Sagittarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading. What is it that they need to be aware of inside of themselves that they don't have to share with anybody right away, right? They may not ever have to express it to anyone at all, but certainly something there to help them alchemize this rebel archetype. Close, no cigar. This rebel archetype from lead to gold, shadow to light, pain to peace. This full to new July 2022. Well, you've got the card of oppression, which is half of the devil card. The other half is coyote woman. It's a feminist deck. They're not going to use patriarchal imagery in that way. So instead, here we see an aspect of the devil card for sure. Oppression. A woman buried under stones in a burning village, but the stones have people's faces on them. So, you know, the chains that bind, the psychic weight that holds us down. This is certainly an indication of shadow work. And regardless of the major arcana card, but regardless of what major arcana card it is, in the 7 card draw, it's all of those chakras. It is heart, third eye, and crown. Same would be true if a major arcana card hit the lower 3 chakras, which we'll do next. So there are chains being broken. Break chains of illusion and set all things to right. Reveal what has been hidden and bring the truth to light is a lovely little chant, a lovely little spell, but certainly for a rebel to get really, really clear, not just on what they want, but why, and not the one-word answer. Why? The deeper, more contemplative, because the actions that they take rely on that. Now look, we all have our fears, we all have our addictions, we all have our conditioning, right? It's another way to look at those faces. The social conditioning, family conditioning, you know, tribal, but that would certainly indicate relationships in the outside world being a part of this, and with the rebel, how could it not? So let's take a look at that with the mythic tarot, the masculine energy, your relationships in the world, as well as looking at yourself from the outside in, inside out. You know, can be both, mirroring, but there is a video in the description box. I highly recommend it. The 7 Essene Mirrors by Jeff Braden and his mullet. He's so cute. And it's about an hour, I think it's more than an hour actually, video, but it kind of goes into that the world is our mirror in 7 different ways. So, you know, it's not just if you spot it, you got it. Sometimes it's the mirror of judgment, which is the opposite, right? So, let's see what's on the outside. Lower 3 chakras, root chakra, groups, tribes, bunches of people, all that. Second chakra, one-on-one, another person. Solar plexus, your relationship to yourself. Which, if we're talking about boundaries and honor code and self-esteem in terms of how you take action in the world, that could be key. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Let's throw some lightning. As I call upon my gods of fire, the sign of Sagittarius, powers of the south, beloved ones, please. This is a garbage truck coming. We'll be right back. Well, how kind of you to come. Little Eliza Doolittle for you there, my fair lady. Yeah, it's Autobot self-flagellation once a day right in front of my house. So, you know, you gotta roll with it. Blessed be, blessed be. So it was perfect timing in a way because about to do this, and I have no problem calling in the gods of fire again, because we want the right card in my hand, and let's face it, my ultimate skill is that they put the right cards in my hand and I have cool hair. And I'm the fun one. Humility goes a long way. Please take a nice deep breath. Humility with humor. Still point. Autobot flagellation. Please, I call upon my gods of fire, sign of Sagittarius, powers of the south. Please, one card in clarity. I'm having fun, but for the Sagittarius collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading so that they can alchemize lower 3 chakra. In terms of the action that they take, this is the masculine energy part of it. The action family archetype of the rebel, that soul lesson there, but with dealing with the fears, the chains, the addictions, the whatever is going on, the chains that bind, Give them the clue, the tip, the hint. Lower 3 chakras. What do they need to know this full to new? The Hanged Man. You got 2 major arcana cards out of 2 tarot decks out of the 7, which are the rest are not tarot. So you got the Hanged Man and the Devil. Now I gotta say, knowing that is better than not knowing that, right? You have choices that you can make about this, and this is just the chakric thing. So let's talk about the Hanged Man. In the Mythic Tarot, this is Prometheus, a titan, who went against the gods to steal fire for humanity so they wouldn't be so dependent upon the gods. And, you know, Zeus didn't like that so much. So it really wasn't even a trial. It was sort of a mandate. It's like, in the underworld, Tartarus, not even just, like, hung upside down on a rock, but in Tartarus, Tartarus is as far down from the underworld as the underworld is down from this one. Okay, just to put it in context, right? It's really the sub-basement. Hung upside down, liver picked out every day, I believe by a vulture, and it would grow back, right? So sort of Sisyphus, but on a liver level. So a sacrifice, but it can absolutely be a willing sacrifice to say, I am willing to sacrifice whatever, to make sacred is the root of the word. Don't freak out, Sages, right? But maybe I have to sacrifice some people, some places, some things in my life in order to be, I'm really from here, in order to be authentic, in order to rebel in a way that is healthy, that is golden, instead of, well, burning down the village. You know, what do you do with your anger and your rage and your hate, your rage against the machine? Well, you could put it into your art, but certainly say, all right, I surrender, Dorothy. I don't know. I mean, think of Odin hanging himself upside down on Yggdrasil, plucking out an eye to get the runes and a bunch of other cash and prizes. Right? I'm allowed to say that. I have a very good relationship. It's in my DNA. It's all good. It's all good. I love him. I love me some Odin. I love me some Thor. But, I mean, Tom Hiddleston is Loki. That's so unfair. So cute. So there is a sacrifice, often a point of view, often a thing, but when it's heart, third eye, crown, go through the process. It's worth it to release yourself from conditioning that runs the show like a virus in the program, you know. All right, welcome to the shadow work. We are certainly off and running here. Chakras in place. Let's get you a healing mantra. A Matcon healing mantra. They're so helpful. Something you can work with a little bit every day or as much as you like to help heal this. One of 3 bookie book reads, as I like to call it. So let's see how this goes. I'm going to do this general assembly. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Yeah, here we go. I call to the Ascended Masters of the General Assembly because rebellion can take so many shapes and forms. But with, I think the dominant thing to look at here really is the devil on the inner, oppression on the inner, hanged man on the outer. And also how that hanged man, though it may not be seen as a time of contemplation, like the hermit or the healing of the temperance card, the hanged man really is, I don't know, I surrender, right? And it's not the death card either, right? It's a pause, oftentimes, where we surrender our will to something higher, hopefully. So what is the perfect healing mantra? Blow their socks off with this. That will help them do the alchemy necessary with that rebel. Oppression on the inner, hanged man on the outer, this full to new July 2022. Befriending pain. When discomfort becomes a friend, my most limiting beliefs are healed. Now, you don't take that all at once. This is shadow work. You can't rush through it anyway. You don't set the timing. But it can be delayed, but not prevented. See, that's the thing. We came in to do certain stuff and learn certain things, and, you know, you can try and hack the divine plan with as much law of attraction as you want. You can't hack the divine plan. Constantly shifting timelines nowadays. Quantum, wantum, timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly. Befriending pain, physical, emotional, mental, or spiritual, and with, honestly, 2 major arcana cards on the table that could very well be spiritual and to an extent existential pain. Befriending pain. This is helpful. I've gotten this a bunch of times personally, as well as my own Sun, Moon, Rising, Venuses that I do here. When discomfort becomes a friend, my most limiting beliefs are healed. When you befriend pain, you are allowing limitations to be released from the cells of your body, which indicates genetic, which indicates, just shadow work on an ancestral level, right? The stuff, the karma that's being healed and cleared and forgiven and transformed for all of life happens in your DNA as well. Because pain is often the result of rapid transformation. Now hear that. Pain is often a result of rapid transformation, mutable fire, right? That fire transforming, burning. It is essential to make friends with it in recognition of how quickly you are evolving. Now that's a little tricky mentally, I'll agree. And look, the fire is there, it is burning. But what if it's burning away those chains, melting those rocks, setting you free, right? Very quickly, and so it hurts, it hurts. It might be uncomfortable and sometimes nearly unbearable, but your most profound shifts in consciousness often occur once pain is befriended as an ally of your evolution, and I can attest to that. That's what got me on Patreon. Long story, but really the revelation, I was so burned out, and it's like I just had to find Patreon for this stage of the journey. And some of my most limiting beliefs were healed as a result. This mantra is ideal for healing the body, mind, and soul on an energetic level. That's huge. So, what would it take for you to befriend the pain going on in the heart, third eye crown, in the root, sacrum, solar plexus world, and take action as a rebel? You're either going to burn down the village, or you're going to say, all right, now we're going to heal. We're going to do this. I'm breaking, literally, chains of limiting belief. Again, could be spiritual, existential, pain, as well as psychological, physiological, and all that multidimensional jazz. I wonder what that's like. Didn't we have enough subsets of jazz? Now we have multidimensional jazz. Yeah, binaural beats, baby. Binaural beats, baby. Russian doll adjacent. Let's find out what your higher selves have to say. Through the whispers of love, the party turned your deck. All of a sudden, there's romance on the table, but there are no womp-womp cards. Womp womp. There are no womp-womp cards in the whisper of love, just like there's no crying in baseball. So let's see what the higher selves of all involved have to say. Again, I have to say, I would think there are other people involved here, so if there are, they have a say in this card too, but it's their higher selves, you know, for the well-being of all and all that. Breathe. Still point. Always feels lovely as a call to the higher selves of all involved. Fifth dimension and above, eighth chakra and above. What is the whisper of love for the Sagittarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video and receiving this reading to help them do the alchemy of the rebel? Oppression on the inner, rebelling against oppression. It's sort of really on the table with the Hanged Man. That surrender in terms of an active archetype may not be their go-to for a Sag. Again, it depends, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, I'm sure, to different extents. But for them to befriend pain, to get that, you know, when discomfort becomes a friend, their most limiting beliefs are healed, and it feels like that healing may not be physical, but it could be too with the Hanged Man, absolutely. But really, the transformation is there to take place within. Their choice, though, absolutely their choice. So what is the piece of guidance, grace, love, wisdom, and power most needed for the Sagittarius to do all of this this full to new July 2022? Be willing to express love. Be willing to express love. When we express love, we begin to receive more love. Now, I know we said other people, but that has to start by expressing it to yourself. You know, love yourself. How the hell are you going to love anybody else? Can I get a Somotopi? Can I get a Smib? Come on, man. This is a spiritual reading here, and I really do get, probably for the predominant of the people watching this, that this is more of an existential pain, right? Particularly with the Hanged Man and oppression. You might be feeling this in all different areas of your life, not just one in particular, hence the General Assembly. kind of tapping me in the crown chakra there. So be willing to express love in some way, shape, or form, particularly in terms of spiritual systems that are not meeting your internal needs, and that is what it's saying, inner needs, right? For you to really go in there and do that. And face those fears as needed, a little bit at a time. Now, there is also a link, Blue Jay, good sign, the bird, not the club, the ball club, certainly to take that rebellion inside and say, okay, well, I'm going to give to myself, even to take that vibe with it. Really, there's an opportunity here for you to break chains of illusion and bring that Sagittarius adventureness to it. Big alchemy. Yeah. We've got 2 left. They're the last 2 bookie books. The Divine Animals Oracle is just so wonderful. Stacey DeMarco, digging her work big time. The cards are gorgeous. The book is amazing. So if you're going to do the hero's journey of, the shadow work, it's a way of looking at it. Well, as I said in other readings, it's like, well, every time I hear cryptocurrency, I think of Superman's dog, and then I'm like, who's with Wonder Woman? Right? That's a good question. What's hers? I don't know if anybody ever commented, but I said it before, I'll say it again. Comment if you know the answer or what you would like it to be. Themyscira forever. House of L. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Thank you for keeping this light, guys. As I call upon my favorite pantheon, the spirit animals and totems, for the Sagittarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video and receiving this reading. Beloved ones, please, who walks with them, who swims with them, who flies with them, who crawls with them, assisting them, guiding them, guarding them, love, wisdom, and empowering them to do this alchemy of the rebel, oppression on the inner, hangman on the outer, befriending pain, and being willing to express love, maybe even unto that pain. That's a whole other take on that. To give the pain more love because it needs more love, not less. But that's what very much is going to keep it from driving the show little by little by little. So please, who walks with them, who swims with them, who crawls with them, who flies with them, this full to new. July 2022. Polar bear. I've dated a few. Regrets? I've had a few. Ancestors. Oh, you're dealing with an ancestral pattern, hence the befriending pain of releasing stuff literally from your cell tissue, from your DNA. Wow. Your ancestors with the polar bear. That's pretty cool. Card number 26. I'm into it. For you, because then it's not like you can blame it on your ancestry, but blame doesn't do anything. It just pushes your ability to do anything about it far away. That doesn't mean you can't love the voice in you that is blaming, right? One of them rocks. This very much feels like conditioning stuff, which, just to clarify, was written into the script before your soul incarnated. You're an immortal soul. You do not hold Susan Lucci capable for the sins of Erica Kane. Look it up. Here we go. Card number 26. Ancestors. You are the carrier of a bloodline that stretches back for millennia, yet you are uniquely your own self. Take the positive from your ancestry and observe and note the negative, which could take a hanged man moment. It's totally, I get this reading a lot. I get what it's saying. Family dysfunction stops here. There you go. There's your mantra. Family dysfunction stops here. Honor those in your family who honor you. It is a positive and natural action to individuate from our family on our own terms. Well, I mean, family or lack thereof, right? It's not always that they're always in your face. Some people, a lot of people on the planet are not just estranged, but, it's a long story, right? But remember, you don't do that in every life. You want to try a little bit of everything while you're here. Multi-dimensional, third and fourth at least. Theme park called Planet Earth. Here's the magic. Polar bear magic is ancient, powerful, and profound. Should you wish to heal trauma of any kind, befriending pain, Call upon this bear's energy to assist you. Workings to address ancestral pain or shame passed down from one generation to the next can benefit from polar bear energy. That's amazing. It really is. Now, there is also the last card down. There's an Ancestors card. If that one comes up, then, you know, I don't know, Venmo, PayPal, something. It's a little on the nosy. I somehow doubt it, but you never know what's going to happen here on Join the Circle Productions YouTube channel. Even less so on Patreon. So let's look at our last card down. The Blessed Bee cards. Lucy Cavendish, who I adore her work too. I'm really enjoying Blue Angel Publishers, right? This is Blue Angel, sure it is, which is also the band Cyndi Lauper was in before she went solo, which I just want to have fun. So there is a hidden blessing, as I said. In the archetype, our first card down, the hidden blessing of the gold within the lead. This gives us an indication of what that might be if you just do your best, right? You don't have to hammer and tongs it 24/7. You don't have to scrub your chakras with bleach and a wire brush, right? You can do this in a way. In fact, the Hangman on the outer kind of says that the rebel may not be taking so much action for an action family archetype. Why? There are chains in place, symbolically speaking. So this is what's going to happen. I'm going to get the card. I'm going to read it from the book, give you the blessing to the best of my ability, so it just goes out there into the quantum, as it were. And then we'll chat a little bit at the end, and let's see what comes out my mouth as I release the Sagittarian Collective so that I can, you know, move on. Shall we? Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. There we go. As I call to and upon the pantheons of all pantheons from all traditions, lineages, and cultures. Please, beloved ones, particularly we're talking about ancestral stuff here, so the lineage is genetic as well as religious, spiritual stuff passed down in the DNA. I am such a Euromutt myself, right? I've got Canadian French and, you know, just all over, all sorts of kind of sort of like the Mediterranean, Sicily. There's a lot going on in Sicily, I'm sure, over the millennia. So please, one card in clarity for my beloved Sagittarian Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. I'm watching this video, receiving this reading. What is the hidden blessing so that they can really alchemize the rejecting of legitimate authority out of anger or rebelling out of peer pressure for fashion, and instead gently move into challenging authority to effect social change, rejecting spiritual systems that do not serve your needs with oppression on the inner to really help them do that alchemy from lead to gold. That does make sense. To face the fear, to face the pain, befriend the pain. Good luck. Everybody's got to find their way through that, but with the Hangman there is a surrender, and that does feel existential. That does feel thy will be done. Goddess, do it through me, do it for me on my behalf. I'll do my best. Clues, tips, and hints along the way. It's a hero's journey for sure. So they'll be willing to express love to themselves, to the pain, and maybe not to anybody else for a while. You know, they got to find their way to do that, but they could do it through prayer, through art, through taking action in other ways that may be more creative than destructive. And they're making their way to that Leo new moon too, so to plant a really strong seed of desire there. But there is ancestral stuff here, and there's great stuff in their ancestral lineage. My mother's mother was a tarot card reader and we believe witch, and we didn't find that out until after she crossed, which is a little odd, but we all kind of know. So, you know, please, pantheons. We're talking DNA, genes, we're talking nationalities here. All sorts of interesting root chakra stuff. What do you got for them? The hidden blessing, the gold within the lead, the hidden blessing. This full to new July 2022. A blessing of fire. The elementals came out this time. We've had water, we have had air. I don't think we've had earth, but we have had now fire. The first four cards in the deck. I mean, I don't know where she's going, but she is dressed for it. That's just really, really gorge. You like that? We should do like fashion photo review. No, we won't. Not after what they did to our beloved Violet and Gottmik, not to show itself, but yeah, if you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody has them, including the people doing the reviews. Card number 3, Blessing of 5. I guess that was my socio-political statement for the day. I hope you enjoyed it. So now we're going to do these for real. I'm going to read it from the book, going to, what do they call, confer the blessing to the best of my ability, and then we're going to have a little chitty chat at the end if you want to hang around for it, where usually I set the goofy loose, not that it's been in chains this reading so much. Shall we? One last time. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Pantheons of pantheons, do it through me, for me, on their behalf. Card number 3, a blessing of fire. A blessing to bring passion, motivation, and creative spark to your life and to the lives of those that you touch. Many of the blessings of the holy fires be yours. May the many blessings of the holy fires be yours, Sagittarius. May fires burning passion and quick intensity compel you into moments of action to make decisions, follow the truths of your heart, and quicken and burn like the flames within the hearth. Whew. May you be warmed and sheltered by the glow of these holy fires, and may they spark again and again the motivation we all need to turn the wheel in our lives. May the blessings of the flames that devour the old be yours, and may they burn through the debris of memory, the fallen deadwood of hurt and grudges, and burn through the pain that so many of us feel when recollecting injustices, befriending the pain and letting it ignite. That totally clicks. May it inspire you to move forward with your life, and may it bring down what no longer serves you. May its crimson heat take light within you, light within your own soul, and breathe to life the flames within you, so that you kindle again and again the sacred inner life, which will warm you when all about you grows old. May you have rising within you from that radiant heart the fire in the head of the poets of old, the ancient brilliance that will allow dreams to ignite, so that you shine with that inner radiance. May any fear of fire pass from you, and may the only flames you tend be those who serve your best self. Let any former harm in other lives from this element pass away now. That's big. And let a great spark from the heart of the universe rekindle your love of warmth, your passion, your intensity and motivation. Sagittarius, 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 Sagittarius. Let your warm heart be a shelter for others who come to you, like creatures in the woods come to a campfire. And may the fires within be a place of creativity, of dancing and dreams, and stories told through the flickers of flames. May you always have that warmth and its protection and its ardor all the days of your life. For the well-being of all, with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. So mote it be, and so it is. It's a very, very powerful rebel shadow work. sacrifice, befriending pain, being willing to express love, ancestral stuff, family stuff in the way, with the blessing of fire to transform it all. I love it. Did you at least like it? Then hit the thumbs up. That's what the like button means, right? Help the other Sagittarius feel it. Come on, if we're healing and ancestral stuff, and everybody is, then, you know, you do yours, you're helping everybody. It's global. It's seriously, it always was, actually, but whatever. And certainly, if you want more of me here on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. It's a thing people are doing, and, you know, it's always nice to see the numbers go up, I guess, but I'm not monetized, so I don't really care anymore. Why? Because I'm over on Patreon, patreon.com, and I know I'm not the only reader who's made the movie feels that way. Right, I'm loving it over there. Humans, heroes, angels, witches, immortals, gods, goddesses, really building my own community there, but a really, really fun community. A lot of fun getting the exclusive stuff and all that. And me pretty much every morning, coffee, bathrobe, let's talk about magic, miracles, and mysticism. So if you want more magic, miracles, and mysticism from Mal, come Patreon. On Patreon, I am, after all, the Archangel of Lyons. Angelo, Lyons, Demaskira now! But you can call me Mal. Oh my god. I love you so much. Reach out if you want a reading. Booking a reading with Mal video in the description box explains it all for you, just like Clarissa. Otherwise, my beloved mutable fire signs wish you all the very best and the very blessed of this shadow stuff. This full to new July 2022. I love you. Hang in there. Hangman. Farewell and blessed be.